Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, Starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get past the people, get past the hitman.
And welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe. The man, the myth, the legend's back in town. You know, it was amazing. Tommy, you go out of town. Tommy Santamas with us this morning. You go out of town, everything's fine. Everybody's having a good mood, and we don't even know you're gone. I mean, everything's just great. You come back in, the state of Florida, the whole state is in state of emergency.
You know what? I think people are going to start paying me to stay because, you know, when Michael
This
was here,
happened before?
We left when Michael, we was on vacation in Maine when Michael hit.
That's right.
We left on Tuesday, hit on Wednesday, and we go out west to Utah, and then we get this hurricane. So
Yeah,
I don't know
we
what
really
the
need
deal
you to
is.
stay home. You know,
In other words, when Tommy leaves, you better be right on his heels.
Yeah,
you better-
well, I
better
try
all
to.
get out of
Listen,
town.
I've asked several times, and it gets really quiet. He tells all these great places they're going. They're going with friends. I go, well, you know, Julie and I would really love to. And you don't hear it's dead silence. That's okay. That's all right. I understand.
Think of all the money to repair all that stuff in South Florida it's going to take. If they just pay me that money, I would stay home, and that would never happen.
There you go.
There you go.
Never
But
happen.
you ain't got to. Hey, Joe's going to give all that money. He's going to pay for all that stuff. We don't have to
Yeah.
do that. Putin is killing us, man.
Just as quick as he gets done curing cancer,
Yeah.
he's going to send some money to Florida.
No, there's too much money being made. I don't know if they'll ever cure that.
Yeah, that's what he said just last week.
He also was looking for a dead woman in the crowd. Did you see it? Did you see the idiot? He was, honest to God, he was looking for Jackie. Jackie, where's Jackie?
She was a Republican that had done something for education and
That's the
health
truth.
and welfare. And
Did you not see
everything.
it?
I heard about. I read it.
I saw it. I said, "Oh my God, this guy has a nuclear code. Are you kidding me?" No wonder China.
I don't think he really has them. They're not that stupid up there.
It is crazy. We're glad to have you back, man.
Yeah,
You're
it was
looking good.
Yeah, we had a great trip. It was hit a lot of the national parks, and we've been to some of these before, but we made a more intense travel through these parks. We got out and did some hiking and just some unbelievable sights. I mean, you can't imagine.
Saw some great pictures that Louise posted.
The
really
pictures
nice.
don't do it justice. Believe me, it's so much better.
How long were y'all gone? Completely?
10 days.
10 days out there. Is that enough time?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we traveled probably 1,700 miles in a car.
Wow. Flew out to Vegas and then, man.
Then rented a car, and we have the couple we went with. The lady drives the whole time.
Brian tried to get him to ask me. I said, "What all happened in Vegas? Is what happens in Vegas
That's
that
right.
stays in Vegas." He wouldn't even mention anything.
They got me good this
That's a
morning
rule.
too.
Yeah. Well, we got you really good.
You got me good. Coming in here telling me Tommy won $22,000. I was like,
Hey.
oh my God, oh really?
I got to tell you this. We were at we had the granddaughters yesterday. There was no school Wednesday, and there's no school today. Enjoy your vacation. But we were there, and Michigan Eddie walks up, and somebody hears him talking, and it was Leighton's grandfather, Eric, Jerry's father-in-law.
Did you do the thing where you pulled the menu up in front of your face?
I was trying. Believe me, I was trying to hide. Anyway.
buying the menu.
But let me tell you something. Michigan Eddie's pretty famous. I mean, Eric goes, "I heard that voice. You're Michigan Eddie?" And he goes, "Yeah." So he sat there and talked. And as a guy was with Eric, I think, is from the state of Michigan. So they had a really good visit. Yeah. And then everybody else was stopping, coming by. Of course, he had his Michigan, you know what he wears, Brian, all the Michigan stuff. He had all that on. But he is really a famous guy. And he said he's going to come in this morning if he could wake up so he's in bed sleeping. He won't be here.
He won't be here.
He's not going to be here. Hey, tell everybody about this big giveaway we're doing. Tommy didn't know anything about it. Tell him what we're doing.
Yeah. What we're going to do is, we sent somebody to Atlanta for the big Atlanta Braves baseball game and set them up with the hotel and an Uber card and some cash money so that they can enjoy themselves. Well, we're about to
Brian
do it.
knows that guy. Brian actually
Oh, no,
knows
I
him.
met him.
Yeah.
Ron?
Yeah,
Ron's
I met
his
him,
name, I do
met
believe.
him Sunday. Really,
Is he actually
really
gone?
nice guy.
Is he already gone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They had a great time.
He loved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we're getting ready to do, and Randy has worked. God bless the man. He's moving our radio station from the 23rd Street location down next to the naval base down there. Got a nice new facility, really nice studio, really nice place where we can do our work that we do after the show. And but all the while he's doing this, he has set up for some lucky winner, and we'll tell you how to win, and we're going to be adding prizes to this, but some lucky winner is going to go on December 3rd to the SEC Championship in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So I'm sure we're going to take care of your hotel accommodations and probably do the Uber card and a little bit of spending cash and fly you up there and fly you back. But we'll give you it right now. We're going to do it for sure, but right now it's still in the construction stage, to say the least, so that we can get some more sponsors on it. We'll tell you how to call and enter and everything like that.
Yeah.
So
what about
that's
the
pretty
hurricane
cool.
relief? They can take it to our new state. I was there yesterday. They said I heard Randy tell Dave they could actually bring anything they want to bring into the new studio, and I don't have the address. You might have
The
it.
new studio is 403 Suite B, and that is on Ellen Lane.
In beautiful Panama City
It's
Beach.
in beautiful Panama City. You go down Thomas Drive from say the bridge, Bailey Bridge. You go down Thomas Drive and you'll hang a left on Gwynn. That's right after the base, right before you get to the Dollar General store. I forget what's across the street from it, but anyway, you'll turn left on Gwynn and start looking to your right, and you'll see our call letters on the door. But yeah, we're taking everything from baby food, batteries, socks, underwear, a lot of things that people don't think about. Feminine products, building supplies, whatever, garbage bags, whatever you, perhaps you went out and bought a big bunch of stuff because you thought the hurricane was coming here. Well, now would be a good time.
They need it.
And then there's a gentleman, and he shot me. I've been in touch with him because we were going to start doing this 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Well, we did start doing this 2 weeks ago, but because of the move, we didn't have any place to put the stuff. But because of the move. But we started this a couple of weeks ago. So I have been in touch with a gentleman by the name of Larry Ward. Now, this man has got his stuff together. He's got a warehouse in Milton, Florida, which is just a little bit north of Pensacola, kind of, sort of, up in that area. He's got a warehouse. He's got several diesel-powered three-phase generators, which will power half a small city. And he's also got fuel transport, so he can get diesel fuel to the generators. And he has a warehouse, and the pictures he showed me is just, I don't know, it looks like it's probably 50 yards long and probably 20 yards wide.
Wow.
And it was just chock full of stuff. Of course, now all that stuff is gone, because of other hurricanes, but now he needs to replenish. He's getting ready to go down there. I think he's waiting for a thumbs up from the National Guard or something like that,
Right.
because it's going to be a convoy. And it's, it's going to need to be able to get through the traffic and stuff like that, and down trees and power lines in order to get that stuff to him. But his name is Larry Ward, and we're going to collect some stuff either to get it down there for this hurricane or to replenish his supply for the next event that happens. And we know that somewhere in Florida this year, maybe next year, most definitely, it's going to get hit again. But this guy's a saint. I mean, he's just he's a lot of his money comes out of his own pocket to do this stuff, and he's a really cool guy to talk to on the phone. Anyway, so if you got that stuff, take it to 403 Suite B, Ellen Lane.
Ellen.
ELLEN Lane.
Yeah,
And,
if you're heading to Thomas Drive from here, you take a left right before the Dollar General
Gwynn,
on Thomas
on
Drive.
Gwynn.
And then you take your first right. You'll see the sign down there. You can't miss it. It's easy to get to.
We got room to store stuff down there.
I don't know how much room they got to store, but we're gonna store it somewhere. We'll get it to them.
We're going to put it in the sales room and put them people out on the street.
That seems
Trying to make us
pretty
some money.
good. They need to be out on the street. All right, what's going on down there now with the storm? Fort Myers was hit pretty. Naples, Captiva, Sanibel Island, they were just completely hit, devastating parts of those cities. Cape Coral got hit really bad. They actually had a picture. I shared it on Facebook. There's a picture of a shark swimming downtown in a street in Fort Myers near the river. A shark. Did you see it? You can see it.
That's one I haven't seen.
Yeah, look at my face thing. You can see it. They've got that. They've also warned everybody in Central Florida, that part of the state, stay away from lakes. They say stay away from the wildlife. The snakes are out. Gators are up closer to homes and stuff like that. They're saying be very careful of this. If you ever lived in lake wells, you know what I'm talking about. There are gators everywhere, snakes everywhere. So be careful. It's crazy how it is down there. But really, one of the weather chasers, he's an older gentleman, and he was on one of those things. He said it was not as bad as he thought it was going to be. Of course, now he hadn't been on Captiva, Sanibel, and things like that.
Yeah.
Because you can't. But he said Michael was worse than the Panhandle. He was up here for that one, too. This guy goes to all of them. And so we didn't get the water they got, which is really, really bad.
Yeah.
So some parts are going to be blown away and be very bad. Other parts, Central Florida, they say it's not as bad as they thought it was going to be. I've talked to people at the Lake Wales in the center of the state, and they said, the wind was pretty good, but it's not as bad as they thought it was going to be.
Well,
so that's
thank
good.
God for that, but it's still
It was bad.
bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
No doubt about this.
It washes out. You guys were talking earlier about that bridge. Where was that bridge at that got halfway?
Brian's had the
washed out?
Sanibel Causeway. There's a
Sanibel.
big stretch of it that's just gone.
Yeah. And that's the only bridge to get on there. And
Oh, man.
it was. I think at one time it was $10 toll to go across. Sanibel is a very expensive island.
no, it was.
Captiva's even. I mean, Madonna had a place back there back in the 90s. All these famous rich people in
There
Captiva
goes
had
the
a place.
neighborhood.
It is a very. Hey, listen, I couldn't even pay their insurance on their stuff, and that neighborhood is crazy. They had a restaurant called the Bubble Room that was incredible. It was like all antiques inside. It's like Christmas year round. 3 stories. The food was unbelievable. The desserts were incredible, and that's every time we go down there, we go there. It's
Gone
it's
now,
got to be
probably.
gone. Oh yeah,
Oh, it
it's
blew away.
definitely gone. It was a wooden building. It wasn't cement block.
So why do people take these trips and vacations out of the country when you were just talking about going out west to and how beautiful it was there. Coach is talking about how beautiful it was down in mid Florida, South Florida, and then up north. You know, there are pretty places up there.
I would never leave this country. I want to see
why
this
leave
country.
this country at all? When
I
there's
won't ever.
so much.
I mean, I told James I was thinking about going on a Mediterranean cruise, but I'm on a cruise ship. I would never go. You know, our church is in Austria, Germany, and Italy with Jeremy now.
yeah.
So, but and James, I liked his email. He sent to Jeremy. He said, "Now remember, some of those people don't like us. He said, so be safe."
I did.
Sleep with one eye open.
Yeah. But you're right. They're out. I mean, our country's so pretty, and out west, there's some of the most beautiful scenery you'll ever see in your whole lifetime. All you got to do is get out there and just go around and look at it. I mean,
And
it's
you
beautiful.
still have not been to Montana, right?
I've been to Montana.
But you haven't been to Glacier.
I haven't been. The only national park I haven't been out there is Glacier.
I heard it's the best.
And
I
the
wanna go.
the people we travel with, they've been to Glacier. They say, "Well, there's nothing to it," so we probably won't be going with them.
Yeah, my brother, he said he's been all over. He says it's so beautiful. It's unbelievable. But it's so far. My goodness, that's a long way.
Yeah,
We're out
just
to
have to-
Colorado. It's still 2 days away. Get
You just
out
have
there.
to fly and rent you a car and go for it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sights to see on the way.
If God wanted us to fly, we'd have wings.
I forgot you don't fly.
Anyway, hey, high school football in South Florida. I don't know how it's going to be this time because you know good and well, if you're in Lee County, Charlotte, Collier County, some really good football teams down there. I don't see them playing the rest of the year.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're at week 5, right, Brian? We're week 5 now.
Yeah.
I just don't see. I think it's over for them.
It could be. It very well could be. I mean,
And-
they might not even have any equipment to suit up with.
It's
the
going
way
to
that
the
storm
fields,
hit, but-
electricity. How long do you think it'll take getting power back? It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of them were flooded out.
Well, I'm actually texting with a guy down there right now who's talking about power, and I said the one thing that I do remember from Michael, well, I mean, there's not a lot of things, but the level of coordination and speed of these crews. These guys have been pre-positioned for days, and they were unbelievable how fast they move through here.
They are. That power company. I mean, they know what they're doing. I mean,
And those are guys from all over the
Oh, yeah,
country
right,
that come in
right.
and do this. So that's one thing.
Yep.
I do think as quick as it can be brought back to bear, it will be because those guys are
I've got
amazing.
a grandson that's going down there from Kentucky, and they're already en route.
Yeah. Power company.
Yeah, yeah, he's in line.
Oh, they had him
He
from
goes-
Oklahoma.
He goes
They
up
had
on the
people
big
from everywhere
towers.
lined up ready to go down there. People, we got great people in this country. If we
Orlando-
could get rid of the communists in this country, we'd be in good shape.
Orlando didn't. I mean, they had a lot of their power was still on in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
only thing
Watched it this morning.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about looking at this stuff, because I remember this from Katrina, and right after Katrina, they were showing Mobile. I'm like, Mobile's fine. They can't get footage from the bad parts yet.
Yes.
What is worrying me, I'm seeing a lot of Sarasota and a lot of Tampa and all that. I'm not seeing a lot of footage from some of the worst hit places.
Naples, yeah.
So that's a little worrisome for me.
They got to clear the roads out if they get back in there. It's going to be bad down there, no doubt about that. All right, let's talk about, we got to take a break. We get back, we'll talk about our sponsors. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 101.9 Port St. Joe, 102.1 Mariana. We're going to try to get Mosley's head football coach on, and no school today. It might be hard. We'll see what we can do. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for the NFL. Listen to the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity. Thursday night football. Double and triple headers on Sundays. And Monday night football. The NFL and ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Dave & Buster's and Instant Replay Sports Cards.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football-watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned? Today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
Good Wednesday morning. Partly sunny skies. Windy today, around 80 degrees. A northeast wind up to 30 miles per hour. Water temperature in the Gulf is 85. Windy overnight, mostly cloudy, maybe a shower. Temperatures overnight in the low 60s. Still windy Thursday and Friday, partly sunny, maybe a shower. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For 104.3 and 102.1 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You love spaghetti. Every Wednesday, J. Michael's Restaurant. Get down there, you'll love it. Best seafood, coldest beer, J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. I guarantee you'll love that. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, just like Bama, they never lose. Buffalo Rock, appreciate everything those wonderful people do. And South Oak Town Closing, Chuck Tucker. Chuck Tucker's papa, as you know, Tommy, was the principal and did a wonderful job at Mosley High School. And now we got one of the top coaches in the state on. Coach Witten's with us from Mosley High School, the powerhouse Mosley. Coach, how you doing this morning?
Doing good.
I got a question for you. Did you have I guess you did have an opportunity to talk to your players, because I think they announced it Tuesday morning there would be no school Thursday, and you can't, once they do that, you can't meet, you can't do anything. I'm just curious what you told the kids. Did you ask them to run or do anything at all on Thursday? What was your message to them Thursday, what to do Thursday, today?
Well, I mean, we kind of started on Monday before we even knew there would be an announcement. We knew the hurricane was going to be out there. You know, there was some uncertainty about, the path that it was going to come on. Was it come more our way, or Was it going to go on the path that it's on now? So, we wanted to focus on the things that we could control, and the only thing that we could control this week is let's prepare like we're playing regardless of what the circumstances are, that we're going to get ready, mentally ready to play until somebody tells us we're not going to play. Thankfully, that didn't happen for us this week, but once the news hit that we weren't going to have school today, wasn't a whole lot of adjustment in our plan for this week. Thursday's a really light day for us. It's a day just in helmets. So, so we're going to make an adjustment and try to get out there early tomorrow morning and make up our day that we missed today. So that's our plan. And then then after that, get back on our normal game day routine and get ready to head to Tallahassee.
I don't care who you are. It's tough to go into Wakulla and beat those guys. They always have athletes. They're very well coached. They're known. I mean, they got a lot of tradition over there. One town, one school. And you guys get over there and your offense gets to click and get a 38-28 win. Talk about the game and give us some names of the players that played well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tough environment. Like you said, they got a lot of tradition. They got a great home crowd. They were number 2 team in the state in their classification. When we went over there and played them last week, I thought our quarterback, Sammy Freitas, continued to play really well, had 289 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Randy Pittman had a great game on both sides of the ball, had over 100 yards receiving, with 2 touchdowns receiving, 1 rushing, had 10 tackles on defense with a forced fumble recovery. Defense forced 3 turnovers as well. Cameron Keys had a pick. Austin Carter had a pick. Cree Ross had a big game for us at receiver with a touchdown and 86 yards receiving. So, again, a lot of guys making a lot of plays for us. Offensive line played great. C.J. Chima had over 100 yards rushing. So it's a great team effort. A lot of different guys making a lot of different plays for us. So, again, hopefully that win can give us a lot of confidence moving forward, winning in a tough environment on the road, and can continue to have some success.
Hey, Coach, this is Tommy St. Amant. I know you got Childs coming up on the 30th, Friday. Did you – I'm sure y'all watched the film of that Childs and Niceville game, and Childs scored 25 points on Niceville. Was that right close to the end of the game when they had their subs in there, or how did they score 25 on Niceville? Or is Niceville a little bit down this year?
Niceville's good. Niceville's good. I know Child's record is 1-4, and that's kind of been the message this week. That 1-4 record means absolutely nothing.
Right.
They've lost. They played one really good team out of the state of Georgia, and they got beat pretty bad. Mm-hmm. But the other games that they have lost have been by a combined, 6 points. They lost one game by 1, one game by 2, and by Niceville by 3. So. Even this game, they won this past week, came down to 4th and 1 on the last play of the game. So every game that they've been in, except for one, has been really close and came down to the wire. They're a really good football team. They got a really good running back, probably the best running back that we've seen so far. They're running wing T on offense, so. It's ball control. They're going to try to milk the clock, snap it under 5 seconds. Try to take possessions out of the game. And then on the defense side of the ball, they got 2 really big defensive linemen. Number 8, who's a really good player, plays the 3 tech. He's about 6'4", 270, and they got another defensive end that's 6'4", 240. So, they got some really good players over there, and we're expecting a tough, hard-fought ball game. And we, the records mean absolutely nothing in this ball game.
Well, that's hard to get across your players. Sometimes they say, well, they're only 1-4, and we should handle them pretty easy. But you're right. Their games have been close, and they're not a bad football team. So you can't let up when you go to, especially when you play in Tallahassee.
Oh, there's no doubt. Again, they're a really good team. And been in some tough ball games. I know they've come up on the short end on more of them than not, but we got to make sure that we go out and we execute. When we get opportunities to score the football, it's important that we score the ball. And then on defense, we got to whenever whenever it's a wing T team, you're never going to truly just stop the run because that's what they do. But we definitely we got to limit their big plays running the ball, and we got to try to keep them off schedule. Don't let them get in second and fours. Don't let them get in third and ones. We got to keep them behind the chains. Try to keep them in second and 8, second and 7. And try to get them off schedule throwing the football.
Coach, you feel like your team when you practice against the wing T. How does your player do they understand the concepts involved in the wing T? I assume y'all really worked on that part of it.
No, we do, but there's no doubt it definitely makes things a lot more difficult because that's so foreign to what we do offensively.
Right.
Your scout. There's a lot of pressure on their scout teams to be able to try to replicate what they do. But I would say on the flip side, I mean, they're going to have a little bit of trouble of that too because trying to replicate what we do offensively when you don't throw the ball as much as we do, it's two styles that are completely different. If you can compare it to basketball, I mean, it's a team that wants to get to a half-court offense and pass it 5 or 6 times before they shoot, and there's another team that wants to get up and down the court. So it's going to be, which team can impose their style on the other team the quickest and try to get the other team to play a type of football that they really don't want to play is going to be one of the keys of the game.
Yeah. Coach, good luck to you. I know it's going to be a tough game, and hope y'all get after them, and I know you will. Thanks.
I appreciate it.
I wanted to ask you, what color you can take advantage of especially the short passing game and the flats, the way they play their defense, the way they play their corners. When you look at Childs, you scout Childs, are they similar? What do they do with their secondary? They press coverage, they play cover 2, they play off, and can you take advantage of certain things they do?
That's a great question because on film they've shown to play. They've played a lot of soft coverage, except for one game versus Niceville. What we do offensively, from my time at Niceville and me and Coach Thompson being best friends, we do a lot of the similar stuff. Versus Niceville, they got their DBs kind of up in the face of the wide receivers. So we're gonna, even though they haven't done it a whole lot, we're expecting that we're gonna probably get some more looks like they got versus Niceville, because of what we do is so similar. So, but they've been a little bit different. I guess because going 1-4, they've been searching a little bit defensively. They've done something different every game. So, there's going to be a little bit of scouting them as we go in the first quarter. Are they going to do the same thing they did versus Oakleaf because they won last week, or are they going to continue to change up slightly? So, again, if they've shown to play some soft coverage, but McCullough did that last week, and we had a lot of success in the passing game. So, be interesting to see if they continue on that trend or try to do something a little bit different.
Well, Coach, excuse me, thank you so much for coming on. I know you're off today. Good luck tomorrow. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Go get yourself another win tomorrow night. Appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, bye.
Coach Witten does a great job over at Mosley High School. Bay High School, Tommy, you've been gone. Bay High School's had 2 weeks off. They've got North Bay Haven tomorrow night. They'll be back in the saddle. They got a chance to have a really special year. We might have 2 teams in Bay County in football in the state playoffs, which is we hadn't had forever. So that's a great thing.
Well, Bay, they've had 2 weeks off?
Yes.
What?
This is the way the schedule worked out. 2 weeks. We talked
2
about
weeks in a row off?
Yes. It's miserable, man. I know Coach is ready to get back to work.
Ooh, I bet he is.
He was talking about coverage and stuff like that. You watched this play back, and when we threw the ball, when we tried to throw the football quite a bit, our scout reports, we all want to know which side is the weakest outside linebacker. Do they flip? Who's the weakest linebacker? Where's the weakest defensive lineman? And the big thing for me, what kind of coverage they play and who the weakest corner are. If they play off, man, I was all happy. They played 3 deep and played off. We're going to get a lot of yards that night. We're going to move the football. And they get in your face and press and jam the receivers' line of scrimmage in high school football because everything's timing in these passing games.
Sure.
I watch people around here play, and I see them play the corners way off against passing teams. I'm going like, you don't understand. You're playing into what they want.
Exactly.
Get up there and be physical. Knock them off the routes. Get after them. And they just play off. That's what we want. You play off 6-7 yards, we're going to get a lot of yards.
Well, just like in college football, when you get into the game and they go in that prevent defense.
Yeah, all that does is get.
That drives me insane.
Yeah, I know. Don't get it. It prevents you from winning.
I know.
Anyway, all right, we got time to talk about some of our great sponsors. Dr. Chad Mitchell tomorrow night will be on the sideline somewhere. 23 years on Bay County sidelines, a legendary doctor. You have any type of injury anywhere in your body, go see Chad Mitchell, Southern Orthopedics. The guy does an incredible job. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. What do they got going on this weekend? They got the best deal out there. Every Saturday and Sunday, all day long, $5 pitchers. You buy one small free beer, you get the next one free. You buy one small margarita, the next one's free. You buy house wine, the next one's free. On Sundays, they got the NFL ticket. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, happy hour, daily specials. Get out there, El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the newest, the best Mexican restaurant in Bay County, right across the street from the Navy Base on Thomas Drive. I guarantee you will love it, Tommy Santamont. You will love it. Also, don't forget about Bay Point Golf. You love golf? Where's Glenn Manley? You know where he's at today and where he was yesterday? He didn't come in here to visit.
He's not in South Florida, I hope.
No, I was hoping he was. No, he's playing golf. He didn't care about coming representing Bay High School. He said, no, I'm off. I'm going to play golf. I was giving him a hard time about that, by the way.
Okay, good.
We'll be right back. Brian's with us. Tommy Santamont is with us today. Where's Jeremy? Rome, Italy?
He's probably getting close to Italy, I imagine.
Yeah, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, 101.9 Port St. Joe. Big John and that big, beautiful LSU shirt on today. We'll be right back.
Bigger and better than ever. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has your chance to win a trip of a lifetime again. We just sent Ron to see the Atlanta Braves at beautiful Truist Park.
Thank you so much.
Next, we're sending you to the SEC Championship game.
It's an awesome experience.
Saturday, December 3rd at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the ATL. For more details, keep listening to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Tiger TV Pro is a new streaming service that provides you with over 3,000 channels for only $15 a month. You probably spend more than that on lunch these days. Get local channels, entertainment networks, premium movie channels, news and weather channels, and more. Tiger TV Pro even includes all the sports networks, including ACC, SEC, NFL, MLB, and NHL. Sign up's easy. Just go to ESPNPC.com, scroll down, and click the Tiger logo.
Hi, it's Coach James Hale. Keeping your car looking great is easy as 1, 2, 3 at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. By joining their monthly wash club, you'll get the best bang for your buck. And just 2 car washes, your monthly membership pays for itself. Don't miss the summer deal where all your monthly memberships are 50% off on your first month, starting at $9.99 a month. Become a member today at Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Bat Beach Road, right next to Home Depot. Tell them Coach Hale sent you.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has your chance to win a trip of a lifetime again. Next, we're sending you to the SEC Championship game. For more details, keep listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ric Flair. Have you heard his latest commercial? Woo! It'll have you standing straight in no time. Woo!
To be the man,
you gotta be the man. Tommy, is it true they came to you first to do those commercials? You said no way.
I couldn't do it. I was hurting my back.
Mount Everest. Tommy Santamont.
Space
People
Mountain.
have no idea. Mountain.
Space Mountain.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You've heard it?
Yeah.
He is crazy. I started laughing when I listened to him talk. All right, Florida State Seminoles. Hey, man, let's keep it rolling. If they can win the next 3 games, they are back. Right. I'm not saying they're back yet. If they can win 3 more, they're back.
It's going to be tough. No, NC State's going to be the one because they got to go up there at night game. They're going to play it at night. They just announced. So that's going to be a really tough game to go up there and beat them. I'll tell you what. If they can beat Wake Forest and somehow if they beat North Carolina State, they're going to beat Clemson in Tallahassee. I promise you.
If you win the next, I'm with you.
They will beat Clemson in Tallahassee.
If they're healthy, I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this in real quick. Brian, I want you to talk about a little bit about Wake Forest. We know how good they are. Their quarterback's outstanding. But we got to talk about newbies. You talking about have a wonderful time. Mm-hmm. Tommy and I have had some of the best times in our lives probably at newbies.
That's what you've been told.
We've really had some good times out there. Newbies to the curve. You watch all those games, shoot pool, just have a wonderful time. Tommy, I had no idea how you could shoot pool.
I shot pool all through high school and college. Oh, yeah.
Luke, man.
I used to shoot for money all the time.
I was going to say, you notice how he wasn't playing really good until that money was on the table.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Bluntstown was the epicenter of pool playing in North Florida. Seriously.
Yeah.
They had these pool sharks coming there all the time and play at the pool. And that's where I stayed.
He's good. You are good. But the mothership, now, if you want to have a great time Friday and Saturday night, the best bands in the Southeast, and they even got food there now. Go try it out. You'll love it. All 3 great locations for newbies. Appreciate John and Charlotte so much. Wonderful people. All right, Big Brian, what do you got for us? Wake Forest, I am concerned about their offense.
Yeah, well, let's look at the game here. Number 22, Wake Forest. Number 23, Florida State. FSU's 4-0. Wake, of course, 3-1 after the loss. FSU leads the all-time series 38-1, and they're 23-1 in Tallahassee. However, Wake has won the last 2 games. Now, Wake scores 42.8 points per game. That's 14th in the country. And here's something. We talked about this yesterday. The one area of Florida State's offense that was problematic was in the red zone. Wake, 92% scoring in the red zone. Wow. So they're very good there. Now, I've got a stat later that's going to help with that, though. Now, they do give up 30.5 points per game, which is 93rd in the country. So not a very good defense. However, they give up a lot of yards. They give a lot of points, but they do force turnovers. Their turnover margin right now is ranked 12th in the country. They're +5 on the season. They've gotten 8 turnovers. They've only given the ball up 3 times. In fact, Wake had 18 straight games where they've taken a turnover off the other team, snapped last week against Clemson. That's the first time they haven't gotten a turnover. But here's some good news for Florida State, who has struggled in the red zone. Opponents have scored against Wake Forest in every single red zone trip this year.
Wow.
So one of those 2 stats is going to have to give.
Yeah. And FSU runs the ball real well.
Yes.
That's going to be their plus against Wake Forest.
Absolutely. So it's going to be one of those cases of, does Wake's defense stand up in the red zone for the first time all year, or does Florida State's offense get it done in the red zone like they haven't done very well this year? To me, that's going to be the key. Wake's going to get their points. Florida State's got to make sure they're not giving up opportunities to score.
Right.